Okay. So as promised, guys, me and Kweku are taking fantasy a little bit more seriously this year. And can I just start this off with the fact that if you've joined our fantasy league, there's 53 people in our league. And I think that's up from, 24, 25 last year. So we've more than doubled that. So shout out to you if you're in the We Talk Football Fantasy League. We will put the opportunities to join the league in the description. But without further ado, it's time to jump into the weekly awards that we are introducing. And the first wooden spoon goes to a man by the name of Clark Henry Brown with Quarantinio.
It's a good name. Good team name.
I must admit, that's probably my favourite team name outside of Timo Werner. So
and that's where the compliments end for Clark, because he's had an absolute howler this week. 40 points.
40 points, and that's 40 points, guys. Let's just dissect his team here. We'll put it on screen. I mean, he's had an absolute howler, really. Clark, I really don't know what you were thinking. You've got Euros fever, so you put Jordan Pickford in goal. Clearly, how wrong you were, my friend. And he's got Diaz. I like Diaz. He's in my team. Ben White, Arsenal defenders. Really, are we there?
He's an Arsenal fan.
Oh, is that what we're doing? Luke Shaw again. Mitchell Young, Crystal Palace defender. So I don't want to slate him too much. Connor Cody could go either way. The one redeeming thing that he has in the entire team is Fernandes, but he's given Saka a captaincy.
Yeah, but Saka who started on the bench for Arsenal. Again, it's on the first week of the season. It's quite difficult. I'm trying to give Clark excuses here. Fernandes, I don't think anyone deserves credit for having Fernandes and Salah in midfield. I don't think there's anybody who played fantasy this week who didn't have one of those two in midfield. But bro, the biggest howler is Troy Deeney up top.
Can I just say before we dive into this, his sub goalkeeper has more points than the entirety of his defence.
Yeah.
That's an absolute howler.
It is.
But yeah, all right, Troy Deeney up top. He's going to get you 5-10 goals a season. So, fair play. It's a bold choice. I haven't seen Troy Deeney in too many fantasy teams. So shout out to you for picking that, Clark, but I don't know how well it's going to fare you in the fantasy league. And having Romelu Lukaku on the bench before he probably picked him before he was probably confirmed.
I agree with Romelu Lukaku on the bench because his price is going to skyrocket when he bangs in the hat against Arsenal next week. Watch his price go up by 2 or 3 million. So get him in early doors, just to get ahead of the game. So yeah, Clark Henry Brown's had an absolute stinker. Wooden spoon this week for fantasy football. 40 points. Well, I think the average for the week was 69, so he was 29 points below the average, and you got 20 of those points off of Fernandes. So yeah, Clark's not had a good week this week.
He's going to be playing catch up for the rest of the season, because now it's time to go on to the Golden Star. What are we calling it? Gold Star of the Week. No, that's lame.
We'll think of we'll put a poll out and we'll think of a name for next week.
Okay. But basically, the guy that's bossing it in first place, had an incredible first weekend, and he's got a pretty sick name to match. It's Thomas the Frank Engine, aka Dan Kane. Now, this guy has absolutely killed it with his team, purely because he's got Ben Rama in there, and I've got to shout him out for that. Then he's got Kasper Schmeichel in goal, Reece James in defence. He's got two defenders that got 1 point and 2 points, and he's still bossing it with 109 points, by the way. So he's got Reece James, Luca Digne, Tsimikas. Is it Tsimikas?
Yes,
Tsimikas. Mohamed Salah, Jota, Fernandes, Ben Rama. There's a lot of goals in that midfield. He's got Richarlison up top. He scored a goal. Danny Ings scored. He got Maupay. Did Maupay score?
Yep.
Maupay scored as well. Then on the bench, Mbeumo had a great game against Arsenal. Ben White on the bench, it's probably good that he didn't have him starting. Then he's got Foster and he's got Luke Shaw.
I will get on to Dan, though, because clearly from his name and clearly from knowing Dan as well, he's a Brentford fan. You got to back your boys. Like, if you're a Brentford fan, why is there no Brentford players starting? Where's Ivan Toney in that team? I know Mbeumo's on the bench, but you got to back some of your boys. So you got to have the courage of conviction. So next week, I expect to see some Brentford players starting for you, Dan, if you are a true Brentford fan. But if you look at his team, all of his midfielders and attackers scored a goal, which is crazy. Which
is outrageous, really. And I feel like most people picked Tsimikas because he was cheap, and he started for Liverpool. How many games he'll start for Liverpool will be interesting this year. But yeah, shout out to Dan. You've killed it. You get our Gold Star of the Week.
Yeah.
And you've asserted your dominance on the We Talk Football League early in the early doors.
Should we see how we did? So I'm currently sitting